Hello, I'm Richard Hooper and this is SatTV Week. Now I'm pleased to be joined by Ray Powers of Walton De-Ice. Ray, pleased that you can join us. Walton De-Ice, strange name, what do you do?
Well, Richard, first let me thank you and SatTV News for this opportunity. It's quite an honor and I do appreciate that. Walton De-Ice, a little background I think. We've actually been in business over 35 years now. And our primary focus is simply de-ice systems for earth station antennas. And we build de-ice systems for earth station antennas that range in size from 0.6 meter all the way up to as large as 32 meters in size. Bill Walton, who is our company founder and president, 35 years ago basically invented today what is known as a hot air de-ice system that is incorporated in earth station antennas worldwide and has been for over 3 decades.
Now, a company like yours, very specialist, you obviously haven't got that many competitors. How do you distribute your products? They must be the first port of call on any company. You must work through resellers.
We do. Primarily, the actual OEM antenna manufacturers, the largest manufacturers in the world, are in fact our #1 customers. They deal with us directly. On the other hand, we have a fantastic distributor network. I'm glad you asked me about that, because at Walton De-Ice, we have a certain set of standards that we require anybody that is interested in distributing our product to work by those standards. #1, the customer satisfaction is always the most important. The quality of the manufacturing, the service, and a 24/7 support network must be available to our customers. On that note, we have developed a partnership, if you will, with several preferred distributors that we feel embody those same standards, and they've done a wonderful job of promoting the Walton product. In the U.S., we have Viking SATCOM Resources, as well as Satellite Engineering Group, SEG to most. And they've done a fantastic job of promoting those Walton standards of quality and service. In Canada, we have Capella, tremendous distributor for us. And recently we've added in the UK and EU Alto Technologies as a distributor. And we feel that these distributors, integrators, represent what we expect ourselves to deliver to our customers.
Now, with regards to R&D and the production of the products, is all the R&D done in-house or is that farmed off to an...
That's a fantastic question. Both, actually. Initially, when product is being developed, we do the testing in-house. We want to make sure that it works before we take it out to outside professionals. In that, we use both a laboratory environment for testing, and more importantly, I feel, is our field testing. And because when we deliver a product to a customer, we put a promise behind that product that it is going to be the absolute most effective product that they can apply to their antennas, in the case of de-icing, of course. And we have to stand by that. And that isn't just words or a guarantee, it's words with a guarantee backed up by data, by research, by testing.
Now, the name implies that your products are used in climates where there's a lot of snow and ice.
Absolutely.
So what regions are you active in?
Primarily anywhere that is susceptible to ice, snow, and even rain. And we'll, if you'll allow me, get back to the rain issue here. But in areas where your climate, you're susceptible to ice and snow, these are areas where earth station antennas are highly susceptible to signal degradation because of the accumulation of ice and snow.
So we're at the IBC, you've introduced some new products. Tell me a little bit more about those.
I'd love to. Recently, and let me go back 6-7 years and especially with the current growth of Ka band. Ka band is very susceptible to signal degradation caused by weather. And because of that, we had to develop some products that would basically minimize that degraded signal. And that was the advent of the ice quake, which was invented by our director of snow shield operations, David Walton. The ice quake is essentially vibrating the surface of our snow shield cover. And this is applicable to antennas from 0.6 meter up to 6.3 meters. And the concept is simple. Don't allow the accumulation of snow, ice, and rain on the surface of the reflector. Secondly, and very importantly, is that just in the past couple of years, we have developed a new CE certified gas heater. And this is really important, especially in the EU and UK, where requirements have forced the user, the end user, to have their mechanical and electrical equipment certifiable so that it's safe and environmentally friendly. Our new CE gas heater is not only environmentally friendly, but it has an improved performance standard and it has a CE certification. So it benefits everybody in the end because, number one, natural gas is a lot less expensive and environmentally friendly compared to other options such as electricity.
Now, your products must be in demand in the military sector.
Oh, yes.
How does that work? Because
I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, a number of years ago, we used to deal directly with the military in numerous countries, Western European countries, as well as Canada, the United States, had come to us directly asking us to supply de-icing systems for their earth station antennas. That has actually continued on to mobile antennas, where we also have a snow shield and ice quake option for mobile antennas. But getting back to the military themselves, in that change, we mentioned distributors, okay? Governments change, and they change by rules, and they change the standards in which they need their product to perform to certain military mil-spec standards. It became increasingly difficult for a small manufacturer to be able to stay on top of these standards. This is where our relationship with the original equipment manufacturers, the antenna manufacturers, who now deal directly with the military themselves and take those standards and rules and apply it to their antennas. They then ask us to develop our product to meet those standards. It gives us an advantage over everybody else in that we receive those standards before they're delivered.
just going back to the name, Walton De-Ice, you're a specialist company. How do you remain at the forefront of people's thoughts? The industry's tricky, it's changing, but you're a specialist company. How do you keep that?
Well, there's a little bit of humor behind that. You see, sometimes we get the call when we're needed the most. And so remaining in front of people, especially in the warm summer months, is at the furthest of anybody's thinking. They don't want to think snow and ice. They're glad it's summertime, and yet this is the best time for somebody to be thinking about the fall and coming winter. So how do I stay in front of them? Constant contact. I build those relationships. I travel, I visit, and just keep in touch with everybody, and reminding them that now's a good time to think about that, as well as maintenance. You see, we have thousands of customers worldwide, and the product needs to be maintained. And that goes back to our 24/7 support system.
Well, Ray, we're looking forward to some cold weather coming in. That's going to suit you immensely.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you, Richard.